on this web. We are not rare. But before you leave, you will perceive the lore will be unlocked. You might be stalked by a Sasquatch or a ghost witch, possibly even a ghost that will boast about knowing the Ohio grassman or even the Michigan dogman. Werewolves hunt, poltergeists are up front, but in these backwoods folklore is unlocked.
Welcome to Folklore Unlocked. Like usual, I'm Austin, and I'm joined by Ethan.
Yep, hello again, everyone.
And this week we are covering probably one of the most famous undead creatures in zombies. And what exactly is a zombie, for those who may not know for whatever reason? It's a mythological, undead, corporeal, revenant creature created through the reanimation of a corpse. So basically, it's dead, a dead person come back to life. And it's commonly found in horror and fantasy genre works, so movies, books, that kind of stuff. And zombies usually have a hunger for either human flesh or brains. The term zombie comes from the Haitian folklore in which a zombie is a dead body reanimated through various methods, typically some kind of chant.
I think most people have probably heard of zombies by this point, and if they haven't, I think it's too late for them. Because
Yes.
the zombie genre has been like used and used over and over and over, especially in the last few years.
I mean, I haven't watched The Walking Dead, but I've heard of it.
Exactly, The Walking Dead is a big one there. And then how are zombies made? Well, there are many different methods that zombies are made, and the science fiction methods, so like science wise, it would be like a fungi would take control of someone. You could be radiation, could be a mental disease, vectors, pathogens, parasites, viruses, anything like that. Most of the modern adaptations have a virus spread through bites or scratches from an infected individual. And if you watch The Walking Dead, you know that in The Walking Dead, everyone is infected already, but you don't turn into a zombie till you die. So even if you get bit or scratched, it just causes an infection that could cause you to die quicker, which then would make you turn into a zombie quicker. And then,
Fun.
yeah, very fun. And then magical methods like witchcraft or voodoo, and yeah.
And like we mentioned earlier, zombies are a big part of Haitian folklore. And in Haitian folklore, a dead person is physically revived by the art of necromancy of a Bokor or Kaplata. And Bokor is kind of like a wizard in Harry Potter. It's the male version of a witch. And Kaplata is like a witch in Harry Potter. It's the female version. So basically, the male and female names for the same thing. And the zombie will remain under the control of the Bakar as a personal slave, having no will of its own. And it could also have been saved by feeding them salt,
I felt
which I find kind of interesting because salt is kind of like a protection against like a bunch of things.
That's what I was gonna say. Because I'm like, whenever I initially saw feeding them salt, I'm like, that's weird, but it's different.
Exactly. I mean, salt's used to ward off like ghosts, demons, a bunch of different paranormal entities, including zombies, apparently.
Yeah. And then going back to a more scientific approach to the zombies, we have the zombie ant fungus, which, if you have seen The Last of Us, this is kind of what The Last of Us is caused by cordyceps. And it's found predominantly in tropical forest and ecosystems where it will infect ants, hence the zombie ant fungus. And the infected ants will change their behavior, and they won't go around like biting individuals or scratching them or anything like that to cause the infection. They will instead leave the nest and go to an area where the fungus is good to grow, where it has a good temperature and humidity, and then they will attach themselves to the underside of the leaf where they will die, and then the dead infected ant will grow a fruiting body, which I have a picture there of, and then the fruiting body will release spores to infect other ants. So they could be over their entire colony and release all the spores, and then the whole colony turns like zombie. So that's one of the
The
things.
hell
Good.
of a gory hell of a way to die.
Uh huh. So yeah, there are like real life zombie ideas. So
And I'm not sure what this means by American government, but I guess I'm going to find out. In the CDC graphic novel, Preparedness 101 Zombie Apocalypse, it provides tips to survive a zombie invasion. And a quote, fun new way of teaching the importance of emergency preparedness. So I'm guessing this is backed by the American government, considering it's the Center for Disease Control.
correct.
And it used the metaphor of a zombie apocalypse to illustrate the value of laying in water, food, and medical supplies and other necessities in preparation for any and all potential disasters. And in 2011, so 13 years ago now, God, that makes me feel old. The U.S. Department of Defense directed Complan 8888, a training exercise detailing a strategy to defend against a zombie attack. And it's also known as counter zombie dominance, which I think they could have came up with a better name, but that's just me. And it's a plan for the United States and its military to defend against, well, zombies. And it's part of a fictional training scenario for junior officers.
I think it's very funny that there is a plan in the US government for zombies, even though it's not very likely that like a zombie apocalypse like The Walking Dead happens. They do have a strategy for it, or at least some sort of a strategy. And then the CDC graphic novel, I think that's pretty cool. That there's like they talk about like how to like kind of like it says a fun new way of teaching the importance of emergency and preparedness through a zombie apocalypse. I think that's kind of cool.
Kind of weird that the U.S. government's like, hey, let's make a graphic novel about zombies.
Well, I mean that kind of is, but I mean you'd be surprised at all the different plans that the American government has about like if different scenarios happen. They have a lot of different plans, and I know there's a lot of them that they're not giving us, but there's a lot of ones that we know about.
And they're typically the goofy ones.
Mm-hmm. And then how to kill a zombie, which, like in the beginning, I said that I think a lot of people know about zombies. The most likely undead zombies can be destroyed by destroying the brain. Then, if you're thinking of the Evil Dead zombies, then you have to dismember the corpse and like burn it and whatnot. Then
Burn the witch.
exactly. And then there are infected zombies, which these are not undead like necromancy. These are just people that are infected by a virus or a fungus or something like that. And they can bleed out, or if you damage enough vital organs, then they can die. Which you could also destroy the brain for them, and then they definitely die. So, destroying the brain's a good way of just killing most zombies. But then there are magical zombies, which these are the ones that are brought up through necromancy. And basically, you have to just stop the caster. That's how you get rid of
Burn
those
the
zombies.
witch.
Exactly. Burn the witch for magical zombies. And then an infected, I mean, there's not really any witch. So yeah, it's very important that if a zombie apocalypse does happen, that you understand what type of zombies they are. If they're undead, infected, or magical.
Just, just burn the witch.
Mm.
Shouts to Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. And oh boy, is there a bunch of pop culture for this. In movies, there's Night of the Living Dead, 1968, by George A. Romero. There's Dawn of the Dead, 1978, Resident Evil, I Am Legend, Zombieland, and Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, which is a great movie, by the way.
S tier.
If you S++ tier. And for TV, we've mentioned this a bunch. The Walking Dead. Books, there's I Am a Legend, 1954, and World War Z. And there's the anime and manga, High School of the Dead, School Live, and I Am a Hero.
I love zombie movies, as you can look at this popular media thing here. I have read or watched all of these. And I think some of my favorites would be, of course, I Am Legend and Zombieland and Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. Those are very great, like, zombie-esque movies. Walking Dead was very good. Um, if you have not watched any of the anime or manga, like High School of the Dead, very good. School Live, pretty good. I Am Legend was like the best zombie manga I've seen. Just very good. Austin, have you watched very many zombie things, like any of the movies, other than Zombie Island?
Other than Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, no.
Oh,
I think I've watched like one episode of The Walking Dead years ago and just couldn't get myself into it.
okay. I need to turn you. I see.
Please don't.
And then popular media continued. So these are all the video games that have, well, not all of them, but these are the ones I'm going to show. And of course, there's the Resident Evil games, which have zombies and which also have movies and TV shows. There's House of the Dead. There's Dead Rising. There's Dead Island, Left 4 Dead, Dying Light, State of Decay, The Last of Us, Call of Duty Zombies, and of course, Plants vs. Zombies.
Which I have in fact played.
There we
Plants
go.
vs. Zombies. Now it's been years, but
Yeah, I think a lot of people have definitely heard of Resident Evil, and then Dead Rising and Dead Island. Also, of course, The Last of Us, and Plants vs. Zombies, and Call of Duty Zombies. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of zombies.
zombies all around us.
Hmm.
And on to our thoughts I don't think zombies exist in the sense of, these undead beings. But I think that they existed in the sense that in like medieval times, people would accidentally bury people that were still alive that they thought were dead, which would bring to mind the concept of zombies. So yeah, zombies are a no for me.
That would be like one of the worst ways to go is being buried alive. I can't imagine it. I don't want to. Yeah. So for me, I don't think actual supernatural zombies, as in the undead, exist like with necromancy. But with like a virus, fungi, parasite, zombie, or something like that like through science, it's very highly possible. Because we have already seen that in ants, the cordyceps fungi, that they can make a kind of zombie ant where it controls their body and stuff like that and makes them do things. And it's not very hard to imagine a virus or parasite since we have The Walking Dead and all these other things. I don't think it's hard to imagine an actual zombie. With a person being
No.
infected but not actually undead. So I think it's possible for there to be a zombie in the scientific aspect, but not supernatural.
Yeah, I've got to agree. Zombies are probably just made to scare people.
I mean, it works, and I love it.
That's all we've got for this week, and next week we'll be covering. Oh, I've been looking forward to this one. Spearfinger
Oh.
from Native American mythology, and with Spearfinger next week we'll delve into a little streak of more Native American cryptids and myths. So be prepared for that. Any last words, Ethan?
Notice, thanks for watching, everyone.
Well, if you're on YouTube, drop us a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're on Spotify, drop us a follow. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, bye, everyone.
You might wake up beside Spearfinger with an extended visit from Jack the Ripper. But if you're lucky, it'll be an angel on that range hill of Louisiana. You might meet Mary Laveau or the Road. At Folklore Unlocked, Austin and Ethan concoct their theory of the eerie and unexplained around the world, sometimes even the underworld. The lore is locked behind secrets, but folklore is meant to be unlocked. The Sokaloo is haunting NC as well as Tennessee. There are many giants that might be clients of the Dark Watchers, who might have psychokinesis. And the phantom time hypothesis is like a phoenix, coming back around again and again. Though it is a strain on your brain if you've got more than 2 brain cells in you. Some believe McCartney is dead because they read into the Mandela effect, which is subject to folklore.